With you after the theatre. And I would like to thank once again Heather and Motteram to invite us to Australia and spend those 2 weeks with them, and it was wonderful. So when I went back to Belgium after my 6 months in the Center for Performing Arts, my parents really pushed me to go to mathematics, so I tried. But after the theatre, I wanted to go back to theatre and went to a directing school in Brussels. So for 4 years I did directing. And later I did in mind doing some clowning and went to London to study clowning for a while. Afterwards with my wife we decided to move and to travel around. And so we lived in Portugal for 11 years. And there I was teaching in a drama school in Porto. And when I came back from Portugal, I wanted to change and to be closer to the people, and decided to do something with theatre, but also being with the people. Because sometimes when I was directing or even on stage, I was lacking a direct contact with the human contact with the people. And meanwhile, I had a trip to Quebec, to Montreal, and I visited Empathiclown, which is a big company of clowns in Montreal, and they work with people in geriatric hospitals. And I found wonderful the work they were doing. And they were like a light crossing the corridors of the hospital, and it was very wonderful to see people getting alive when the clowns were passing by. So I'm going to go back here. So when I came back to Belgium, I decided I want to do it. I want to be a clown teaching people. And as I met those people working in a geriatric hospital, my first desire was to go to aged care facilities or nursing place. And so I walked around the city where I was living to those nursing places. And propose my work, and I explained the work is just to say, I want to be a clown and meet with the people. And the idea was just to spend time and to use the quality of the clown to be with the people, to be listening to them, to be adapting all the time to them, to use for poetry and humor. So the first step was quite difficult because I had to really understand what really was the work. And very quickly we saw with the director of this nursing place that the people with mental disabilities or Alzheimer's disease were very well responding to the clown. Because the clown doesn't expect anything, it's just there and we live the present moment. We'll show you some. There is a very nice story of one lady, and she was in a wheelchair. She couldn't speak anymore. She was just using gibberish, like a t. So the clown just holds her hand and start to do the same sound as her, and slowly the t turned to a rock and roll, and take out the brake of the wheelchair, starting to dance with the wheelchair with this lady. And the lady was very smiling, was very, very nice. Then I slowed down the chair, pulled the brakes, and I say goodbye. And she said, goodbye, my darling. And after she didn't say anything before, and I started laughing because often when I didn't understand, I laugh. And she started laughing too. I think it was a very good example of the work and what we're doing. This is a picture that works in nursing place. a friend of mine had a stroke, so he went to this hospital where they're treating, sorry. I work also, I propose to work with children with disabilities, with autism and several multiple disabilities. It's in a school, and I go there every week, and I have a room, and I receive for 15 minutes each children. So they come and spend just a moment with me. And it's always the same thing, it's always about being just listening to the person, older person, or a kid. Sometimes I say kids 4 years old and in a wheelchair or disabled, and to try to find the right way of being with them. So I spend a lot of time just waiting to have a sign of something. So how they are on their day, how do we communicate, and what they want from me. And once I receive something, I can take it and make it grow and transform it into something more poetical and with more freedom. There is always to give the power to those people who lost power because of the disease or the disability. So often they're told all the time what to do, when to do things, but suddenly the cloud is go below and try to push them up. There was one of the boys, it was an autistic boy, and was always crying and crawling on the floor. So the clown did the same thing. He just go on the floor and start to crawl and to say the cry. And suddenly the kid stopped because he recognized that it was a play, it was a game. And he don't stop the crying because he played again, he was crying. So he can mix the play and the reality are changing. And suddenly his game turned to a cat meeting and touching each other. That is about the work. So we also work with people with stroke, and it becomes often due to abuse of drugs or alcohol, and those people have some brain damage. But the neurology always hope to get better, so they spend a lot of time in a rehabilitation center. So we go in there to meet them too. Always there is no judgment of what happened, and we meet anyone. And sometimes those people have very, very low contact. They're sometimes in the semi-coma. And never mind for us, we're very happy to be there to meet them. So we're there with music, and sometimes we can enter a room, even if somebody in semi-coma, and try to put joy into the room. And it's something very interesting because we see that the joy we bring to the room, sometimes we have a burst opening the door because we don't understand why we are so happy to be there. Then the joy goes out in the room and goes spread in the corridors of the hospital. It's something we like very much about the idea of bringing a contagious joy spreading through the hospital. it was difficult to take picture of those people, so I had a friend who was a drawer, and she came to draw those meetings with those people. We never know exactly the level of communication with those people, but sometimes they recuperate quite a lot, and we see them once a month. So there was this guy who was late in the morning, and we see him for many months, like in the room in his chair, was completely asleep in his chair. And suddenly when I entered the room, they said, "Ah, you are coming now, you are late." So suddenly we said, "Oh yes, it's happening." And it's something we really have to work with, is the fact that something is happening. Sometimes we don't know what, we don't know when, we don't know how, but it's happening. We had with one of my partners with a show, and we want to train the show in the central station in Brussels during winter. So we performed the show in the main hall of the station. And then during the winter in Belgium, there are many homeless people living in the corridors between the metro and the station. And they came to see the show, and when we did the show, there were people from the homeless people, visitors, tourists, also people working in the station. There was something like a gathering of any people. And after the show, the homeless people came to work because they felt something, a connection between the clown, his fragility maybe, and the style of life. And so we decided to develop a project with homeless people. And for 10 years we visited people living around the cities, because in that city they stopped using old buildings, because old buildings have been closed because there were new rules, but they live in little tents. And all around underneath highways exchange, when there was some bush and some grass, they put their tent everywhere, but you have to find them, you have to look for them. And so it's really the same word for us. We often go there playing the music, so we announce ourselves not to be disturbing something. And we have a picnic with us, and we start to have an Italian coffee machine, and we make our coffee about 10 meters from the tent, and suddenly there is a noise of the coffee, and the smell of the coffee, and people come out of the tents, and we exchange for a while. And they don't understand what we're doing with them, because again, those people, they're always pointed from the others, or there's people come to visit them is to say what they should do, to change, and we are coming just to share coffee, and we don't ask anything. We just try to enjoy the moment of this sharing. So this is some picture of
back day.
Sure fault. You call it.
Go back to the picture.
He wasn't holding it, that's all right.
I can't open the page.
Technology.
And we've got the homepage on the laptop. Denny can't see what's on the screen. That's the online
Can't see everything?
No, but he can't see it on here.
Oh, okay.
On the actual laptop to see where he's at.
Lift your game.
Where's me watch from there?
Very encouraging.
Yeah, it's there, but it's not here to see where he's at. My mother-in-law always used to say, if a job's too small, it only needs one supervisor. So.
like on the screen. There you can say something. Thank you. Stay.
Stay there, Mark.
We are using a Polaroid picture to offer because and also I like it because it's costing us €1, so almost $1 each picture. But we did only one to offer it. It's not like you have your smartphone and you take thousands. But this one is very important, and we know that those people they keep those pictures in their pocket, and it's a very nice sharing. And sometimes when they are not in the tent, because often they move around, it's difficult to find them, we make a little hotel, like the Hinduism, and we put incense and a candle, and we put some bread, and a picture of us offering this to the people and to the tent and to the way they live, like to acknowledge their presence. Yes. One of the projects we put on is with a health center, because there are some people who are very isolated and they live in their flat. They call the medical center just to talk to someone. Because sometimes for weeks they don't speak to anyone, so they call the center not to have a meeting with a doctor, but just to talk to someone, and they have a contact of the medical center. So now the doctor are prescribing visit on a cloud. So the clouds go and visit those people. It's always the same thing. We choose there to be with the people and to value the people that we meet. Sometimes it's mainly old people, and they're sometimes scared about seeing a clown or seeing the neighbors, seeing a clown visiting them. And there was this lady, the first time she asked me, I didn't understand why you are coming. And I said to her, I don't know either. And so she said, oh, that's okay. And it makes us very similar. We are together. There is no one who knows and someone who has to follow the rules. So it's always a clown that is a servant to the people. And it's a very nice job to see those people suddenly standing up, because suddenly they are not the one who receive all the orders. The same thing often when we work with people in wheelchair, we will be going on the floor. So for once they don't see people from below, but they can see people from up. And it's changing completely the way of seeing their world. All those happenings are mainly during, for us, from September to June in institution, hospitals, schools, special schools with the disabled children. And so in summertime, we develop a new project, which is a clown visiting a village. But in this case, it's a random village. Just is to go and wander around the village and meet the people, exactly with the same attitude that when it's to meet a disabled child or an old person with Alzheimer's disease. Is to be there, to listen to them and to be with them, to live something together. The project is to go every 2 weeks in the same village, doing exactly the same tour in the village, about 5 kilometers. And each time there is a different character for the clown. The first time he just plays the musical accordion. The next time he would be into a painter, putting his little Chevrolet and painting the village. or it's a runner who lost the run and tried to find his run through the village. There was also in summertime, but he's a man with ski gears who tried to find the snow. And also there is a guy with a big box from Amazon, but he doesn't have the address. He just knows the village. He has to ask. But we never ring the bell. We just always wait for the people to come. And it's very nice because people come and speak, because sometimes people are so happy to be listened to. There was this guy who said, oh, you are a clown, or you are going to make me laugh, because it's always what people think, the clowns, there will be a show or something. He said, but first I'm going to tell you a joke. So he tells the jokes and I laugh. He said, nice, your turn. No, I have another joke to tell you. And in the end, I stay 15 minutes with this guy, but he's the one who does the work. I just listen, and after I was so happy to Empathiclown, making him laugh, but it's to reverse the situation is very interesting, and to be always the mirror of the people. So this is with the curtains, the box. It's summertime. Sometimes it's very hot. but people are very nice. They always show the way without the slope for the ski. And at the end of the summer, there is this postman and gives an invitation for the week after, who's going to a little farewell party. And then there is a mini bar on wheel, and he offers drinks to the people, and people gather. Sometimes they stop the car, the neighbors, they come and have a drink, and they all share the time together. It's also to gather people in another way. It's sometimes we imagine it's a bit like hypnosis, because we go to put people a bit on the side of things, so they go for a while and then outside of reality, and it's where new things can happen. The miracle can happen because we are out of reality. This is the bar. This is something I found interesting. It's not judging whether we are doing is right or wrong, because in what we're doing there is no right or wrong, and there is no successful or unsuccessful. We're just there to live a moment. But rather, allowing what's there to be there. And we're not focused. Before we're going, we try to clear our mind to whatever can happen. And so we don't prepare anything, it's always improvisation. We're not focusing on something specific, but rather we're making ourselves present to what's happening here and now. It's often difficult not to mark what is successful and what we should do or shouldn't do. It's not choosing, but welcoming everything within us. Thank you.
Denis would be quite happy to take any questions, particularly how does he fund? How do you fund yourself? How do you, because this is a lot of free work, and Florence can't give you.
She does. The state is quite helping. But for my week work, often I 4 days meeting people, and 1 day is looking for the money. And there are money from the state for different kind of ministries. But as there were no project proposed by the ministers, I write directly to the minister. And we try to make them understand what's happening, but slowly, this project was is about 15 years old. So, but the first year was very difficult, but now it's getting better. We have some private donation. In Belgium, people who give money to an association like us, they can discount from tax, so it's helping a bit. We do private, apply to different various programs, private or public.
Any questions?
Oh, no, there is a new project which is very nice. There is a school who's been contacting us, and they want to organize a party, a dinner, to raise money for the project. So I will be in the school to do the same thing I'm doing today, to explain to the students what we are doing, so they will bring their parents for the dinner and we'll find out.
Any other questions for Denis? Yes.
Do you use music at all with Alzheimer's people or something?
Yeah. I play the accordion, but often we use it to introduce ourselves, and it's not the end, because often we imagine that the accordion is to hide behind the accordion. And I think the best thing is to be me, so it's ready to be there to offer ourselves to the people, and not to offer music or cigarettes, because sometimes but even when we give the coffee, we should find that the best thing is to share the coffee, and not offering the coffee, but sharing it. The same thing, we want to share the music or the dance or the song, then we'd like to do it together, and not never hiding with things.
A remarkable man.
Yeah.